Welcome to another episode of EPTV, brought to you by the United States Army. So this week on EPTV, we got a really good episode where I show you how to do your own fan mount so you can save yourself a few bucks when you bag that big tom. So if you're anything like us at EP, we love turkey hunting in spring. We love to get out and film and take the kids out and get them to hear all the gobbles and all the fun stuff. So it's spring here in Michigan right now, and Scott and Gina just were able to take a couple toms, 2 days ago I think it was our opener, and they blasted a couple big ones as always on the first day, and I took a nice one the first day with my recurve, my best yet. So we had a couple real good days of turkey season so far this year for 2020. So we hope you guys are out doing the same and enjoying it. So we hope you enjoy this week's episode and enjoy the turkey hunts, and I hope you can learn something and save yourself some money and start doing some of your own turkey fan mounts. So we appreciate all the service members out there, and thank them for everything that they do, and they're the reason we get to do this stuff. So and that's why this week the episode is brought to you by the United States Army, and we thank those guys, and we hope you enjoy the episode. Thanks a lot.
Awesome boy.
Well, here's my buck. Now we're gonna go get Ringo.
What do you say, boys?
EPTV is brought to you by the United States Army and these other great partners: Lee Lancaster State Farm Insurance, Cabela's, Matthews, Archery Unlimited, Rage, Nocturnal, West Michigan Whitecaps, Scentlock, Buck Fever Synthetics, Horny Buck Seed, Outdoor Edge, Lone Wolf, Arrow Waste, True Fire, IQ Bow Sights, Carbon Express Arrows and Crossbows, Addicts Gear, Bonefever, Hunter's Safety System, Fourth Arrow, Shooter 3D Targets, Tacticam, Daniel's Sport Fishing, Tagged Out Outfitters, finding your perfect hunt. Taxidermy provided by Tall Tines Taxidermy, website provided by BlueVortex.net.
Hey guys, we're going to take a break from a couple turkey hunts here, and we're going to show you guys how we mount our turkeys with EP. We use Bonefever plaques. This is a turkey keeper that we use here. We're going to use my nephew Carter's bird, this beautiful tom we actually just took with Scott and Gina. We're going to use this turkey, this fan, and its feet and spurs to show you guys how to do a fan mount with the turkey keeper. All right, what we got first, I guess we'll do the beard first because that's the easiest. So come on in here and I'll kind of show you what we do with the beard. And Carter, you can even come around my side here, bud. And then you can learn, and then I'll try and teach everybody on here how we do it. I do see guys a lot of times they pull the beard out and they end up trying to like cut off half of this meat with the fan or with the beard. So what you want to do actually, instead of actually cutting that, you can pluck these just like a feather. If I can get the right angle for you guys to see here. Got it? What you can do is you just pull that back and that actually pops right off, just like what a feather would. So that's your beard, and you're all set. Now we can do the feet, how to pull the feet off of these guys. We're gonna actually break it off at the joint right here, and then I'm gonna show you guys later how to actually preserve them so they don't smell and to get all that done. But to get it off, really all you're gonna do is pull the leg up from the side and get that joint, and you're just gonna push down at a side angle from the side of the leg. And it's a little gruesome, like I said. This is just the easiest way to do it, is you're actually gonna break the leg, and then you're gonna break the leg the opposite direction. You're gonna break that right off. Yes, I know that's gruesome. That's just how we do it. And then you're actually going to take the leg and you're gonna cut that cartilage, and you get down in, and you get that joint, and then you got your foot. The next part's the fan. So this part, Carter, and everybody else. What we want here are actually the top two tiers of feathers. So we've got our longest fan feathers here, and we've got our second longest feathers here for the fan. All of these third tiers, these are all going to be gone. We don't need any of those fan feathers right there. So what we'll do is we're actually going to pull those forward, and if you come up here and take a look there, hon, what you can see is we've kept all of these smaller feathers that belong here. You can see the difference between where you've got just your second tier, right down to the smallest ones. You got your second tier feathers and you got your tallest ones. All of these feathers from there back, you don't need. So we're just gonna pull those feathers right off. We'll throw those to the side. We're gonna throw those into the trash. I'm just trying to more so show you guys kind of clear a little area here so you can see what we got going and how we actually pull this fan off of the bird to get it ready for the plaque. So that gives you a little better idea on the front side of what you've got, and you can actually kind of see this bone structure here. You got that kind of plate right here. You can actually grab right a hold of that and get your fingers around it. So we've got the top part done. We got our top 2 tiers, and then we're gonna pull those longest feathers. If you come back just a little bit, and you can see where we've got our long feathers here, all of our longest fan feathers forward. These are the feathers on the bottom of their butts. So we do not need those fan feathers. We're gonna end up pulling those feathers off. So we're just gonna pull those. Those are garbage, we don't need those. So now what we've got on both sides here is you got that plate. You can feel it here on this side, and you can see it on this side, both sides. We're gonna cut that joint pretty much right straight across. So we're gonna come in right behind that joint right there. So that right there, now we're back to what we've got here. We're gonna go in right behind that piece right there. And same thing on this side, we're gonna cut right in, you find that joint. Just like that, the skin comes right off. And now what we've got left are our second fan feathers and our top main fan feathers. That's what we got. Carter James, good man. That's Carter's turkey, and we're gonna come back and show you guys how to get that set up and completely finished and put on the plaque.
This is more than a bundle. It's more than a combo deal. It's not just stuff. This is your home, your car. And you want to give them the protection they deserve with home and auto insurance. State Farm agents get it. It's why they're here.
Talk to State Farm agent Lee Lancaster today.
If you want to grow a healthy deer herd and big bucks, let's face it, you're gonna need to plant a food plot. The success of your season is in the seed. Do you know what you're putting in the ground? Unlike other seeds, here at Horny Buck Seed, we guarantee the freshest, uncoated seed on the market.
I've been watching that deer for 3 years. Like, just kill him. Just kill him. Look at that giant.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Walter, bad flu going around. You get your shot yet?
Don't do needles.
A trypanophobe? Fear of hypodermic needles? Sharp things?
Them fancy words don't impress me.
Well, it is the technical term.
Hey, you hear about Jimmy? Just standing around, and then bam, drops dead.
Heart attack?
New broadhead from Rage. Thickest blades ever made.
Stop being paranoid.
Made it out of titanium.
Paranoid!
The new Trypan hypodermic broadhead from Rage. I believe the technical term is venison.
When it's your child, your hunter safety system takes on a whole new meaning. The new reflective lifeline keeps you secure at all times, even in the darkest woods. Don't worry, Dad. We'll take it from here.
To be proven is a blessing. It takes faith. It takes devotion. It's never taking a single moment for granted. It takes heart. It takes passion. It's understanding that the hunt is bigger than us. We are proven. We are deadly. We are Scentlock.
Okay, this is our table full of all of our fun stuff to do our fan mount here with the Bonefever. What we've got is We've got the beard and the feet, obviously, and the fan. We need those. We're going to run with Morton salt today just because that's all I have at the house currently. So borax does a really, really nice job as well. I usually prefer the borax, but we're going to run with salt today. We're going to need pins with the balls on the top, are the ones that I usually prefer. And then we're going to run with some wire snips or tin snips here, and a pair of the square nose type pliers here. You don't have to have those, pretty much any plier will work, but I kind of like to use those ones to get the bone out of the middle of the fan and the cartilage. So we are going to need a razor or two here to skin all the meat off of it and get it cleaned right down to the cartilage, something real sharp. Knife does work, but X-Acto blades or any of that type of stuff I think work a little better. Then we've got the hot glue gun. We're going to do that once we get everything all done and dry. And of course, we have the one and only Bonefever Turkey Keeper. So that's what we're going to end up putting this fan on once we get it all dried out. Okay, what we're going to do here to get the meat off of this thing is we're going to actually take the razor blade, and you're going to want to take that blade and you're going to want to cut down and run it right flat across the top of what the bottom stems of those feathers there. We're going to want to get this right down to that yellow stuff, and we're going to have to go around this bone. And I know you're never supposed to cut towards yourself, but in this process we're just going to be super careful, and we're going to get all this stuff off of there. Okay, and what we're going to do now here is we're going to try and get this bone out of here. So we'll see if we can get this on the first try. You can see where this is all just the cartilage down through here. This is just what the feathers are actually attached to. And what we've got in the middle here is that bone, if we can get this thing around it. So now we got most of that bone broke up in there. We're going to go in, we're going to clean the middle of that out. Try not to get into them feathers. As you can see now, we actually have that bone right out of the middle there. And you can see where it's starting to actually expose a little bit of those right there. We still have that cartilage up there holding those in there, so we're good. But you can see how it almost, we got rid of that bone, so now we can really get them feathers spread out nice and pin them out good. So we'll get the rest of this little bit of red stuff cleaned off of there. A little bit of meat there, and then we are going to get this thing salted, and then we're going to start pinning it out. So last little tedious stuff here, we're going to get cleaned off, and then we should be good. What we're going to do pretty much is just we're going to end up putting some salt on top of this and flipping it over and getting salt on the other side and making sure that we really get it covered all over the top of whatever it has the moisture to it, where stuff that could actually spoil. So this will preserve it and harden it up and never smell on it. So. Okay, so now that we have the fan set up here, I want to show you guys how we're actually going to make sure these are all in line. As you can see here, you start with your middle fan feather, and you'll see that they're going to overlap the same direction. You want every one of them to overlap the same way. You don't want one over top this way and one over top to the other side. So you can see here, see how you've got this fan feather here is overlapped by that fan feather there, which is overlapped by that one, which is overlapped by that one. You want to have them all overlapped each other the same exact direction. And you want to do the same thing down here in the middle. So as you can kind of see, you got one kind of goofy one right here. This is just an example because this one was sticking out. So what you want is, you can see on this side, they are all being overlapped the same direction. These ones actually on the bottom are overlapping on the top side. So you got a top here, you're just overlapping all the way up to your point, and you're gonna have that middle one be tucked in behind. The top is actually the opposite. Your middle one is gonna be on the top side of the top part of the fan. So what we got down on the bottom here, you can see where these are all overlapped that direction, and then all of a sudden we've got this one weird fan feather right here. So what we're gonna wanna do, that one's overlapped, well, what we gotta do is pull this one out here, and then you're just going to make sure that now they're all overlapped the same exact direction. So that one's over top of that one and that one. They're just all lined exactly the same. When you get them mixed around, it just doesn't look as clean and as pretty. So that's kind of how we're going to actually line them all up so that you can see everything's perfectly symmetrical. Same thing down here. Okay, to start this out, what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna pin the actual cartilage part of the fan right down here. We're gonna pin that right through so that it can't move on us. Because what we're gonna end up doing when we pull these apart to make that fan go, this thing's gonna wanna slide down on us. So we actually wanna get it started. And you can see we'll wanna get that first feather parallel with the bottom of the cardboard, and then we're gonna actually throw that needle down in there to kind of keep that so that it stays parallel with the bottom here. So we'll get it close to parallel here, and we're gonna actually take that and we're gonna run a pin right through there, right through the bottom of that cardboard, so that way it can't move. And then we're gonna do kind of the same thing on the other side. We're gonna pull that down. We gotta pin this one first, actually. Pin that one down. And what you want to do is actually you want to take and you want to run your needle on the inside of that fan feather, the direction that it's going to want to pull. You're going to actually want to stick your needle. So right now we got the vein of the feather actually running this way, so we're going to be on that left side to keep that from pulling this way. So that'll be our first pin down there. And then we're going to take this side here and we're going to run and do the same thing. So now that's holding that, you can kind of see what we got going there. And we're going to pin this side down. Now that one's held there, and what you can see, this is starting to want to kind of lift on us. So we're actually going to run a pin through that there as well. So we're going to pin that right flat. You know, and we may have to, depending on the size of the tom, we may have to end up working these up in a little bit. Sometimes you don't get that full, perfectly flat parallel fan, just because sometimes they don't have as many feathers or they're not as big, depending on the bird. So right now we're going to end up just starting to pin these guys down, and we're going to just start pulling these down. You can see here. So what you want to do now is you want to pull down just so that you can get coverage, so that you don't have any gap in between here. So right now you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a gap. Same thing on that side, but you can see where there's a little bit of a gap here. And you want to just pull that so that it goes, pull it down, just so that you have coverage there, and then you're going to want to run that needle on the inside of that feather. So now that one's nice and flat, and then we're just going to work our way across that way until we get to the end, and hopefully we have full coverage all the way across.
We choose Bonefever Synthetics, and we choose it for many reasons. It never spoils. Rain actually makes the product kick into gear again, and it starts all over again. We've just had nothing but good luck from it. I mean, look at our footage. Look at how the bucks react to it. Bonefever Synthetics turns your hunting area into a playground for bucks, and that will last all year long.
So get your Bonefever Synthetics and visit them at buckfeverusa.com.
I am Frank Russ from Archery Unlimited, Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got all the accessories in stock. Our biggest thing is probably the service work we do on bows. We have archery leagues every night of the week. We're hunters serving hunters, without a doubt.
It's the shop that we trust. It's the shop that we've known since we were kids, and now we're passing it down to our kids. Let Archery Unlimited take care of your bows. Let Archery Unlimited take care of you as a hunter.
The all-new Universal Fit lighted nocks from Nocturnal, designed to fit most arrows. This system eliminates the need to choose different nock sizes. Select the correct bushing, slide it into the arrow shaft, and insert the high-visibility LED nock. Available in red, green, and red-green strobing. Lightweight and durable, with the same bowstring-activated linear switch you've come to know and trust. Nocturnal. Switch on accuracy. It's easy on the range to feel good at 20, 30, 40 yards. But in the field, when it all matters, nothing gives an archer more confidence than an accurately defined target. The freedom to focus on the target and make an intelligent, accurate shot with just the push of a button. Introducing the Define Rangefinder Sight by IQ. How do you define success?
Get in the red zone. Carbon Express's small diameter Maxima Red SD, taking big game hunting to an all-new level, making other competitors' single spine arrows obsolete. Patented tri-spine technology controls arrow flight, delivering better downrange energy and accuracy, all in a small diameter shaft. Think you're shooting the best hunting arrow in the game? Think again. Stay in the red zone. Assume nothing and shoot Carbon Express.
Okay, so what we're going to do with Carter's feet, this bird, he wanted to do just the spurs. We're actually going to take these spurs right off of the foot. So what we're going to do is, you can kind of see where the line of the spur actually goes right here, and we're going to take these wire snips and we're actually just going to pretty much cut right around those. It's a little bit tough to get them off of there because it is bone. Once you get that to pop, and try and do a little bit more here. So, as you can see, that comes right off of there. And that bottom part will actually fall right off the spur itself, and then you just got the shell here. So as you can see here, what actually ended up happening is you can actually, not always, this is not always the case, a lot of times you do have to actually chop those off of there. But actually in this case, these spurs, ended up just coming off, and they're going to be hollow on the inside. And you don't have to do it that way. You can actually, normally I would take and I would chop that whole thing right off of there. But this does happen once in a while where the actual spur part on the outer part will just pop right off and you end up with a hollow cap. So there's obviously nothing in there that's going to rot or anything like that. So we're going to end up cleaning and trimming all of this stuff off of there so that we are just down to the black part of the spur. So we got these all trimmed here, and now you can kind of see that there's nothing on them. They're clean all the way around. And what we're going to end up doing with these, when they're hollowed out like that, we're just going to fill one side, say the first spur, we're going to take this first one, and we're going to fill that with hot glue. And while it's still hot, we're going to take a finish nail, and we're going to stick it down in there so that that finish nail is sticking out a good 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So once that hardens, we have that nail sticking out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the other side, we're going to fill that with hot glue once this one's completely dry and the nail is sticking out. And we're going to fill the other one, and while that's still hot, we're going to take and we're going to put these two together, just like that. And that finish nail is going to help hold those together for us. So when we get done, you know, it's going to be something along those lines. It's going to look kind of like that. And what we're going to end up doing there is we're going to wrap that in black thread, and then we're going to end up putting that on the front of the Turkey Keeper. Got the book on there, holding it nice and flat, getting everything to dry just the way we want it to be on the wall. So the hot glue is now done and dried. As you can see, it just puts a good coat on there. That's all nice and hard now. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so we've got the fan all set and ready to go. We've got it all hot glued, it's all dried, looks good. We've got the Turkey Keeper here. What we're going to end up doing here with the beard is there's a slot right underneath here made to put the beard up into, and all you're going to do is you push that up in there, and it's going to be fairly snug, and it's just going to hang on there just like so. So now what we've got going on here is all we're going to do is we're going to take that fan and we're going to slide it down into the Turkey Keeper, and we're going to get it so that it sits in there nice and straight across the bottom. And it's literally just as easy as that. I mean, you just slide the thing down in there and you get it right tucked in nice and tight to the bottom. Okay, we've got our finished product here. What we ended up doing with the spurs, I'm going to show you guys what I did here. It's kind of hard to show you on the video of exactly how to do it, but it's pretty simple. It's cut and dry. You end up taking where you had glued these two together here, you wrap it in your black string, and then you're going to hot glue it onto the front of the Turkey Keeper. And that's kind of what I decided to do with mine this year too, and doing the same for my nephew Carter. So that is the finished product right there of a beautiful fan mount and a very, very cool way to display your trophy, guys. It's very, very sharp. I don't even think the pictures or any of this stuff does it justice, but it is very cool looking in person. So And then you can actually take in that star, depending on where you shot your bird. Well, shot them over there. So now you can, personalize this for whatever turkey you got on there. Mine was killed over in this general area here, so we're gonna leave it right there. Pretty sweet. Bonefever, the Turkey Keeper.
Yep.